Okay, guys. Oh my fucking god. So, sorry. Just can't think about I need to think what I'm gonna say right now because it's so fucking ridiculous. It's, one of the most mortifying, disgusting posts I've seen on Facebook so far. So bear with me. Sorry guys, I couldn't really type it down because my iPad. I was gonna write it on the notes on my iPad, but can't because it's out of juice. It's not that it's not working, it's just that I don't have an iPhone anymore. I have a Google Pixel 9, so I'm gonna have to get a separate cord for my iPad, which is like a lightning cord, because it's an Apple. I'm gonna want to use it, or, anyway. So, I wanted to tell you about something, but I don't want it to come across offensive or say anything that might, give you the wrong information on what I'm trying to say. Just give me a moment. Trying to regulate how I feel here because I'm just so like want to punch somebody's teeth out for sure. Okay, so I recently saw a post on Facebook from I think she's friends with this girl that I used to go to school with. Her name is Megan. And anyway, she posted about how people are always saying whatever, but there's never a saying here's a cure for paralysis. Well, I was livid. I was so mortified. I've never seen a post so disgusting in my life. And you might think, well, that's not disgusting. Why would you say that? Well, I wouldn't have said it if it wasn't for a reason. I wouldn't have said it if, you would understand once I make this post. Once I'm about to say, you would understand. Whether you agree with it or not, it's understandable. I was born with autism, a rare Chromosome 10q defect, deletion, and OCD as well. I believe they diagnosed me with OCD. And when I was a kid, I wanted to make friends. I was always sociable, but I could never stay in the conversation with them. So it was hard for me to make friends, even though I wanted to. Even though, yes, I had the ability, it was like trying to listen to multiple people talking at once was really difficult. I relied on Facebook and social media for my sense of community because I didn't have one in the public when I was growing up. Even after all the medication that I've been on, and yes, the medication that I'm on now is a lot better because I'm on Abilify and Zoloft, which treats the OCD symptoms. But I'm at 33 years old, and there's plenty of times where even getting in the shower is a task. It's a struggle. Even just to finishing up a daily simple task is still hard. And even when I was a kid, my sister always was allowed to have friends over for birthday parties and Christmas celebrations and that. I couldn't. I didn't have that opportunity. I was denied that opportunity because I had a problem with regulating my emotions. If something were to happen, somebody could have got hurt when I was little. So, I always wanted to be like the other people, but I couldn't. And even at 33 years old, I can't even, if I don't need anything from a store, I'm not like most people that can just say, hey, let's go walk around. Let's go and browse around the store. No, I can't do that. If somebody asked me to do that, just to go and look at some clothes, do you think I'll be able to do that? Absolutely not. No, never. I mean, like, if I see something and it's like, yeah, I really like that t-shirt, or I really like that dress, oh, and I really like those pants, I would have to have them all. I would have to literally buy them all. And if somebody argues with me and said, no, Lee, that's not a good idea, or no, Lee, we're not in here for that, I get so agitated. I would get so agitated, it's like, it's not even funny. Like, and, if I were to live on my own right now, my house would be a damn pigsty. I'm not lying. It would be a damn pigsty. And majority of the time, I would probably mess this from front to back. Even in my bedroom. Like, I'm dead serious. Because I just can't seem to stay focused. As soon as, yes, I'm good at taking the stuff out, but then I would go on to do another thing, and then leave that one alone, and go on to another thing, and leave that one alone. So it's just finishing up that task is extremely hard for me. Like, I don't know. I just think that being paralyzed is not, it's not a big deal. Because I just recently watched the Paralympics. There's a lady named Eliane Taylor that actually is paralyzed. She got paralyzed think a few years ago she was training for the Olympics. And you know, she was still able to compete in the Paralympics. There's lots of people that are in wheelchairs that do seek therapy, and they do get professional people to help them. And they do learn, and they have learned, apparently, because there is wheelchair curling. You know? People play curling in wheelchairs, if you can believe it or not. People can still ski, go downhill, without using their legs. So, in my opinion, you know, nothing's stopping them, nothing prevents them from, you know, doing what they love and doing things, being independent. So I just don't get it. I don't get why someone would say that. That, you know, people talk about this, but they never say, oh, here's a cure for paralysis and that. It's like, people with paralysis that are paralyzed can do everything that a person can do that uses their legs. Do you know how hard it is to function in daily life with an intellectual disability? Or 2? Or 3? Some people have 4 or 5. And yet they're able to be independent. Somewhat, you know. So, that's why I got mortified. That's why I was disgusted by that post. I am still deeply disgusted that one can say that. And then come back at me and say that, well, I don't understand. No. It's like, it's the other way around. You don't understand what it's like to be me. I understand everything. Because I've seen people in wheelchairs. I know what they can do. So it's like, no. You're just too lazy to find ways to help yourself. And yet you do complain about it. You don't see me on the internet complaining about how there should be people never say that, oh, here's a cure for OCD, here's a cure for people who have chromosome deletions. And there's some people with chromosome deletions that are way worse than I am. Yet they're happy people. Well, they're happy. And majority of the time I'm happy too, no matter how life sucks. Yeah, life is shit for me. But I'm happy being myself. You know? I'm happy majority of the time because I can get up and breathe. You know? Despite my major issues. You know, I can get up and use the toilet on my own. And even if I wasn't able to do that, doesn't mean I couldn't learn. Like, doesn't mean I couldn't learn how to shimmy myself over to my wheelchair and then wheel myself over to the bathroom. Like, you know? Being in a wheelchair wouldn't hurt me so bad. Because being paralyzed, you know, I recently was telling my mom, you know, Mom, if I couldn't use my legs, you know, it's like, I could still learn to swim. I could still learn to walk the dog. I could still learn, you know, to do the little things that I'm doing now. that I can do now. But having an intellectual disability, a lot of the times is very, very, very hard to deal with in the day-to-day life because it affects your mentality. It affects the way you learn. Sometimes people learn a bit slower, especially if they have more than one, like me. So I just don't think that they have a freaking right to complain about being paralyzed. I'd love to be in their shoes right now. Because, like I said, I could still learn to do wheelchair curling. I could still learn, to do summer sport. I could still learn to walk the dog. No matter if I can walk or not, I just have to learn to navigate a different way, but people have done it, and there's lots of people in wheelchairs that can put away their laundry, that can cook, that can do the dishes, like Leanne Taylor does on their videos. She has a baby. She does everything with her baby that a person that can walk can do. She just has to use different methods to carry her baby around, but she still does it. She doesn't complain. Never see her one time complaining. Except for this one crackpot on Facebook who recently just was complaining about being paralyzed, having no cure for it. That's why I was mortified. Because it's like, you're complaining about being paralyzed, yet you have no idea what my life is like. To live my life on a daily basis. So how dare you damn complain about your life? You have the damn nerve to complain about your life when you don't even know what it's like to live with an intellectual disability. And if not more than one, hello? You're only paralyzed. That doesn't affect your mental health. That doesn't affect anything. You could still play wheelchair basketball. You could still be in the Paralympics, just like anybody else. You could still play the sports like a regular person can do if they use their legs, if they can walk. But you choose not to. You choose not to. So that's your damn problem, not mine. Not anybody else's but yours. It's not the fact that you're paralyzed. It's the point is that you just choose to complain rather than learn to accept it and deal with it. Learn to accept it and learn how to navigate with it. That's your problem. That's your fault that you complain. So you're the one who has a problem. So I don't want to hear you fucking complaining about it. Because it's not right. I don't go on any daily basis and say that you should have a cure for OCD. That you should have a cure for autism. We are who we are for a reason. Right? Whatever happened to you, what do you expect? Do you expect to be invincible? Like, come on. You're not God. Even Jesus, even he couldn't stop himself from dying on the cross. Right? He still died. He wasn't invincible. Like, come on, people. You got to embrace life. You got to be happy. with what you have, with the little things that you can do, or what the little things that you have. Because unlike your life, if you have to witness what I have to put up with, and when you hear this, I think you'll be shocked. I think you would think in your own minds, oh my God, you're right. I should get my shit together. I should really be happy. I should really be thankful. And you'll be calling yourselves an idiot. You'll be saying I am an asshole for thinking that way. You know? And you know what? I couldn't agree more. I think you guys should look in the mirror every day of your life. Because your life is perfect compared to mine. You lived a perfect life compared to mine. So I understand. It's you the one that doesn't understand. Or you just don't care to understand. Because you just don't. You complain and complain and complain, but never really do anything to try and solve your problems. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, some people should just give you upside the head. Like, I'm serious. Because you're being so damn ridiculous. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny at all.